What if I told you that the power system in Jujutsu Kaisen isn't just about who hits harder, but about who breaks reality itself? In a world where Satoru Gojo can erase you from existence with a finger snap, and Sukuna can dismantle your atoms with a thought, the question isn't who's strong. It's who understands the fundamental rules of cursed energy well enough to rewrite them. By the end of this analysis, you'll understand why some sorcerers transcend the concept of strength entirely, and why the strongest character might not be who you think. Welcome to the ultimate Jujutsu Kaisen power comparison. We're not ranking characters by who would win in a street fight. We're dissecting the actual mechanics of power in this universe, from cursed energy manipulation to domain refinement, from binding vows to the six eyes. This matters because Gege Akutami built a power system where intelligence, technique mastery, and understanding of jujutsu fundamentals often trump raw cursed energy reserves. Let's break down what actually makes someone powerful in this world, and where your favorite characters truly stand. At the foundation of all jujutsu power is cursed energy output and efficiency. Think of cursed energy like electricity flowing through a circuit. Most sorcerers are like household appliances. They consume energy to produce an effect. Grade 1 sorcerers can maintain consistent output during combat. Special grade sorcerers generate energy faster than they can exhaust it. But then there's Yuta Okkotsu, who possesses the second highest cursed energy reserves in the modern era, surpassed only by Sukuna at full power. His reserves are so vast that he can copy and store multiple cursed techniques simultaneously, something that would drain a normal sorcerer into unconsciousness. But here's the critical distinction. Having massive reserves doesn't automatically make you the strongest. It makes you dangerous, but not invincible. Satoru Gojo proves this perfectly. His cursed energy reserves are actually lower than Yuta's, yet he's considered the strongest modern sorcerer. Why? The six eyes. This rare ocular jujutsu gives him cursed energy efficiency, so perfect that his consumption rate approaches 0. He can run infinity, an incredibly complex technique, 24 hours a day without exhaustion. The six eyes don't just let him see cursed energy in microscopic detail, they turn him into a perpetual motion machine. This is why limitless techniques like infinity, which would be theoretically possible for other users of the Gojo clan's inherited technique, are only truly viable when combined with the six eyes. It's the difference between owning a supercomputer and actually having the processing power to run it. Now let's talk about cursed techniques themselves, because this is where power comparison gets genuinely complex. Inherited techniques like the 10 Shadows or Limitless are genetic lottery wins, passed down through bloodlines with specific conditions. But their power ceiling depends entirely on the user's understanding and innovation. Megumi Fushiguro has the 10 Shadows technique, the same one that allowed a previous user to fight a six eyes and limitless user to mutual death during the Gojo clan's history. But Megumi's current level, while impressive, hasn't scratched the surface of what's possible. He hasn't summoned Mahoraga and survived. He hasn't fully adapted the Shikigami to his fighting style. Potential means nothing without mastery. Contrast this with someone like Kinji Hakari. His cursed technique, Idle Death Gamble, is entirely unique to him. It's not inherited, it's not ancient, it's just his. And when he hits a jackpot, he becomes functionally immortal for 4 minutes and 11 seconds with infinite cursed energy and automatic reverse cursed technique. Gojo himself stated that Hakari, when on a roll, could surpass him in raw combat ability. This tells us something crucial about Jujutsu Kaisen's power scaling. The ceiling isn't fixed, it's contextual. Hakari in jackpot mode is special grade level. Hakari without it is grade 1 at best. The same fighter, 2 different power levels, separated by probability. Domain expansion is where we see the true separation between the elite and everyone else. A domain is the ultimate expression of a sorcerer's cursed technique, a pocket dimension where their technique is guaranteed to hit. But not all domains are created equal. Incomplete domains like Megumi's early attempts lack a barrier and don't guarantee hits. Complete domains like Jogo's Coffin of the Iron Mountain create lethal environments with sure-hit effects. Then, there are the refined domains. Sukuna's malevolent shrine doesn't create a closed barrier. It manifests in reality itself, allowing him to maintain an escape route while still guaranteeing his technique's effect within the domain's range. This is efficiency at its peak, removing the traditional weakness of domain battles. But Gojo's unlimited void operates on a different level entirely. It doesn't damage the body. It attacks the mind by forcing infinite information into the target's brain, paralyzing them through sensory overload. You can't adapt to unlimited void through toughness or cursed energy reinforcement. You either have a counter domain or you lose. This is why domain battles often decide fights between high-level sorcerers in seconds. When Gojo and Sukuna clashed domains multiple times, it became a battle of refinement, efficiency, and barrier technique mastery. Sukuna won that contest not through superior cursed energy, but through superior understanding of barrier mechanics. Then we have Ryomen Sukuna, the king of curses, and here's where power comparison becomes almost unfair. At 20 fingers, Sukuna possesses cursed energy output that surpasses any modern sorcerer. His cursed technique's shrine has two components: dismantle for inanimate objects and cleave for anything with cursed energy, automatically adjusting to the target's toughness. He can use reverse cursed technique to heal himself even from fatal damage. He has a second cursed technique in Fuga, the flame arrow. He can manipulate his own soul's shape. He understands jujutsu at a fundamental level that most sorcerers can't comprehend. And his domain expansion doesn't just guarantee a hit, it simultaneously targets everything within 200 meters, with thousands of slashes adjusted individually for each target. Sukuna isn't just strong, he's the benchmark for what power looks like when you master every aspect of jujutsu. But here's what makes this power system brilliant. Sukuna can still be challenged. Mahoraga, one of Megumi's 10 Shadow Shikigami, can adapt to any phenomenon including Gojo's infinity. Yuta's ability to copy techniques means he can potentially accumulate counters to any opponent given enough preparation. Hikari's jackpot mode makes him unkillable for its duration. Maki Zenin, with zero cursed energy, became invisible to cursed energy detection and achieved physical capabilities exceeding most sorcerers through heavenly restriction alone. The power hierarchy isn't a straight line, it's a web of matchups, conditions, and tactical decisions. Looking forward, the power ceiling in Jujutsu Kaisen keeps rising because characters keep innovating. Yuji Itadori went from having no innate technique to potentially inheriting Sukuna's techniques through prolonged exposure. Yuta continues learning new copied techniques. Hikari's refining his probability manipulation. The next generation isn't just inheriting power, they're evolving it, and with threats like Kenjaku, who has lived for over 1,000 years, accumulating knowledge and techniques across multiple bodies, the definition of power keeps expanding. The merger between Tengen and humanity that Kenjaku planned could have created something beyond special grade, beyond categorization entirely. So where does this leave us? Power in Jujutsu Kaisen is not a single statistic. It's the combination of cursed energy reserves, output efficiency, technique mastery, domain refinement, tactical intelligence, and the ability to adapt mid-battle. Gojo is the strongest because he maximizes every category. Sukuna is the most complete because he's mastered jujutsu itself. Yuta has the highest potential because his reserves and copy ability give him infinite scaling. And wildcards like Hikari prove that the right technique in the right moment can challenge anyone. The real question isn't who's the strongest, it's who understands the game well enough to change the rules when they're losing. Because in Jujutsu Kaisen, that's what separates the survivors from the legends.